Hello, my name is Jason Laney. I'm one of the meteorologists here at the National Weather Service in Santa Teresa, New Mexico, and this is an update on the potential severe weather and heavy rain situation that is expected to unfold later this evening and continue into the early part of the weekend. That said, not much has changed in our general forecast other than the fact that this event is just a little slower to get going, and we'll explain why here in just a moment. But our worst case scenario remains the same, the possibility not only for strong to severe thunderstorms, but the type of thunderstorm that can produce very large hail up to 2 inches in diameter. Keep in mind, 1-inch diameter hail is considered severe. And wind gusts from thunderstorms of 60 miles per hour, which could easily damage structures. Add to that the potential for localized heavy rain, 3 inches plus in some areas due to thunderstorms. That could certainly result in some flash flooding. And finally, last but not least, even though it's not the greatest threat we think will happen, the possibility of an isolated tornado remains as part of this forecast. As I mentioned, slow to start. We've not seen severe weather yet. And one of the reasons for that is because of the cold front that has established the sometimes gusty east winds around here this Thursday afternoon. Cooler air in place has really done what we call stabilizing the atmosphere. It's hard to get thunderstorms going when it gets stable out there, but that can be overcome. One of the things that helps overcome that is what we call strong wind shear. That's when you have low-level winds at the surface, as in this case coming from the east, winds up high in the atmosphere coming from the southwest. They kind of crisscross each other as you go up in height, and that creates the spin that is necessary. And now those upper winds are part of that big storm in the upper atmosphere, and that's what we're focused on. Notice that as of this evening, located right near the international border there across southern Arizona on into parts of northern Sonora. So keep an eye on the position of that storm for tonight and look at where it is on Friday afternoon. Sure, it's lifted a little bit to the northeast, still over east central Arizona, and it still leaves much of the borderland in the perfect location to get that strong wind shear. Still looking at easterly surface winds, stronger winds aloft coming from the southwest, and we may not be as cool by Friday afternoon, so the atmosphere could definitely become a little more unstable. And on into Saturday, the same story goes, but it looks like the emphasis is going to shift a little further east. Now that's provided this storm does lift out into Colorado, as shown here on our current computer forecast model. That's one of the caveats we need to watch. If that storm doesn't pull out fast enough, we could have another strong to severe thunderstorm day on Saturday as well. So right now, the Storm Prediction Center says there's a marginal risk even through tonight, despite the slow start. This basically runs along the Rio Grande and points west as far as the borderland is concerned. Notice it's called a marginal area for severe thunderstorms, but certainly that does include much of the area, and that shifts dead center over us during the day Friday. Now Saturday we should move out of that if the storm moves on. But let me show you what we're thinking as far as our forecast goes. This is our precipitation forecast. Darker shades of green, greater chances for rain, and it looks like across the Gila, western Sierra County. That would be generally west and northwest parts of our area tonight with the numerous thunderstorms, scattered thunderstorms everywhere. And we bring that focus right through the heart of the borderland for tomorrow with strong to severe thunderstorms possible just about in any corner of the area. By Saturday, however, with the storm expected to pull out, we could still have some strong storms in our easternmost forecast area with isolated to scattered storms elsewhere, but we'll watch to see just how fast the storm pulls out. So severe weather, large hail, damaging winds, and of course there's always the threat for flooding rain. And as far as the rainfall totals go, currently, the WPC is forecasting well over an inch of rain on a broad scale across much of the area. That's what all the blue on this map is about across the state of New Mexico. You get into those pinks and reds, you're talking 2, maybe 3 inches of rain. As we mentioned earlier, one of our threats is up to 3 inches or more of rain. Now, our uncertainties are, will we get unstable enough to generate the big thunderstorms? So far, we haven't today. That's been the case because of that cooler air behind the front. But tomorrow is another day, and even tonight in the overnight hours, strong wind shear could overcome the stability situation. And of course, the next thing is how fast will this storm move out? It's definitely going to be with us for Friday. Will it be around on Saturday? That's what we'll keep an eye on. Right now, though, we're dealing with the strong winds behind that front. So we've got a wind advisory in effect for tonight, southern Doñana, parts of El Paso, and Hudspeth counties. But we could see additional watches and warnings, severe thunderstorms tonight and Friday, flash flood warnings, and yes, even a potential tornado warning should everything come together. So as we mentioned, large hail, even up to 2 inches in diameter, wind gust better than 60 miles per hour, and very heavy localized rainfall leading to local flooding and even some potential river flooding. And last but not least, that isolated tornado threat. This is a storm that's unfolding. We expect things to get going later tonight, but really hit a peak on Friday. We'll be monitoring it through the rest of the week and on through the weekend. Keep in mind, you can keep up with the latest conditions on social media, all the information listed here. And of course, visit our webpage. That's www.weather.gov/El Paso. And keep an eye on the weather. We'll be doing the same thing from here.